Welcome back to the Bible Library. Now, I know I have referenced the Star Wars, now 9 movies, quite a bit in the Bible Library. And Star Wars, it's very biblical. I've heard that Living Waters has done this before, talking about Star Wars in the Bible. So I know that you're well versed in this now. And episode 9 added even more, by the way. But we'll come back to that. That's another video for another time. But the book of Judges. What is a judge? Well, obviously, in our society, judges are upholders of the law. They decide on cases, seek justice, right? Judges listen a lot, render decisions. And that's part of what judges are in this book, but it's not just court cases. Judges are kind of like Jedi. See the Star Wars thing going here. They're keepers of the peace, they're leaders of their people, but they're also warriors when they have to be. In the book of Judges, this is a time in Israel's history that they've settled. They don't have a king yet, but they're led by, there's those 12 tribes that we've referenced before, or you've read about if you've been reading through the Bible Library. There's just 12 tribes, and judges come up from these tribes, and together they kind of co-rule the 12 tribes of Israel, but also like I said, not like a monarchy, but they're respected figures. They're leaders. They help enforce the God's law. But like I said, also keep the peace, defend the nation. So yeah, the judges, like I said, are kind of like Jedi. And so there's a lot of really neat stories in here. Ehud, the judge, is kind of basically Assassin's Creed, the Bible version. Deborah, fantastic story. You gotta read Deborah. Read Deborah. You probably already know one. Samson, guy with the long hair. Not Fabio. Samson gets the hair cut by Delilah. Okay, that's a judge. There's probably another judge you know. It's not coming to me though. Anyway, but so this is another kind of like Joshua before it. Most people aren't reading the book of Judges, which is a shame because there's some awesome stories in here. Moments of God intervening, interactions with between God's people, faced with conflict. How do they arise? How do they come together? There's good material in this book. And again, it's a time in history. It's before the kings, but it's after Moses, so it falls into that window where people just kind of glean over. Well, they'll glean over. So if you're looking for a book that talks about a part of biblical history you may not be as familiar with, you're looking for some cool Jedi-like stories, maybe some Sith in there too. If you're interested in this idea of a judge, I don't know. It would be a good question to ask if you are reading this book. Who are the judges in our world today, besides actual judges, right? Where do we see that kind of role and call from God? Are we judges in some ways? Something to ponder. But yes, so I encourage you to check out the book of Judges. We will be back tomorrow with the book of Ruth.